Dear Serie A, thank you. Thank you for a perfect weekend, modifying Kobe Bryant's Dear Basketball with Dear Serie A. From the moment I started watching Inter Napoli, I was praying on a draw, and we got a draw. Juventus fans, fellow Juventus fans, today, genuinely, actually, today, yes, Sunday, technically, because both games were today. The fixtures went our way. The results went our way. Generational hate watches for Fiorentina, AC Milan, and Inter Napoli. Generational, bro. We got exactly what we needed today. We got exactly what we needed. Milan to drop points, ideally a loss, but cool, whatever. And a draw in the Inter Napoli game. And we're going to start in Milan on Inter 2, Napoli 2. I'm going to keep it real. I only got to watch the second half of this game. I did see Di Marco's first goal, McTominay's first goal, but I don't really know how the game went in the first half. I only got to watch the second half of the game. And it was a good watch. It was a really close game. And I'm not going to lie. When Inter got that penalty, I thought it was wraps. I thought it was over, bro. I thought, yeah, I can't lie here. Inter are going to get the 3 points. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to ruin my weekend. But Napoli held their own, bro. And first, let's just talk about the first goal. It was a great finish from Di Marco on the left-hand side. Having a wing-back / a full-back that is such an offensive powerhouse and offensive reliability when it comes to output, goals and assists is so useful. It's genuinely so useful to have. So Inter are really lucky that they got someone like him on the left-hand side who guarantees them a good amount of goals and assists every single season. On the penalty, I'm going to touch upon the penalty as well because Conte obviously got sent off for it. I've seen a lot of people online a bit unhappy about it. Napoli fans are always whining about referees. Let me just say it real quick. In the Napoli-Inter game, the one that was played at the Maradona earlier this season, Napoli got the worst penalty maybe of the season, which was not a pen. The one today on I forgot who got stepped on. I think it was Mkhitaryan, was a million times more of a pen than the one that the Napoli fans got in the Maradona. And they didn't complain then, Napoli fans, but they're complaining now. Clear pen. There's no two ways about it. Rahmani, I think it's Rahmani who steps on his foot so late, or it was Belkama, maybe one of the two of the guys. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Rahmani. He's super late. Yes, Mkhitaryan plays the pass, but he steps on his foot. It's contact. It's a penalty. Why are they whining? It's a penalty. It's stupid defending. It's silly defending. It's ridiculous defending. But a penalty is a penalty. It's a pen. End of. I don't know why they're complaining. And of course, Çalhanoğlu scores. At that point, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was done. I thought it was done. I thought it was dead and buried. Inter are going to win. But Scott McTominay, the Serie A MVP, does what he does best. Dragging an average team to a result. This side here, especially the attack, was an average Napoli team. Because they're still missing Lukaku. They're missing Neres. They're missing Anguissa, De Bruyne. They're missing big players in this team. And looking at these names, let's be real, guys. This team here is not as good as this team. If Napoli were to win the Scudetto once again this year, it will be a big drag and a big carry job when it comes to players by Scott McTominay once again. He's dragging this Napoli team time and time again in the big games, the big moments over the line. Now, for me, when I rank players, when I judge players, I like to look at what they do in the big matches, in the big moments when the lights are shining bright. And McTominay, in every big game, turns up. The game against Inter at the Maradona, scores a volley. Against Juventus, plays a great game. Didn't score in that game, but played a great game. When the big games come around, you can rely on Scott McTominay turning up. And you might have seen my debate video with Lias on the Zach Jalab video, where I basically said that McTominay deserves to be in that EA Team of the Year over Rice because of his performances in 2025. Lias was sort of saying, yeah, but he kind of dropped off a bit in the 25-26 season. That's not true. His performances are still elite. This guy here is dragging this Napoli team over the line. Today, both goals, bro. The first goal, he starts the move with the quick pass round the corner in the middle of the park. He starts that move and he finishes it off with a great left-footed near-post finish. That movement in the box on the first goal was like Cavani, bro. It was like a top-level striker's movement in the box. It was like Lewandowski in the box to be in the right place at the right time and finish on the near post like that. The second goal, I have to say, it was an amazing assist from Noah Lang. Noah Lang came on. The ball looked out. Barella thought it was out. The whole inter-defense thought, yeah, this is going out. Great ball in by Politano, by the way. Them looping balls, they're hard to defend. Noah Lang cuts it across. McTominay, right place, right time, slices it in. 2 big goals to get Napoli the points. Uncomfortable conversations need to be had about ranking this man. Uncomfortable conversations. He's one of the best midfielders in Europe. And I feel like people are hesitant to say that. I'm not going to lie, because of the whole Napoli Serie A thing. I think it comes to pretty privilege in the sense that one is playing for Napoli, a club that isn't a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, with millions/billions of eyes upon them every weekend. In the Serie A, which isn't the Premier League or the La Liga, it doesn't have as much PR as those two leagues. And Napoli don't have as nowhere near as much PR as some of the best teams in the world. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, right? Declan Rice. I rate Rice highly. I think Rice is probably still is the better midfielder over Scott McTominay. I'll hold my hands up there and I'll say, look, I'd rather have Rice in my team. But the performances that Rice is getting glazed over and appreciated for, and rightfully so, by the way, are no better, really, than the performances that Scott McTominay has dropped since he joined Napoli. Look at Rice's performances in the 24-25 season and 25-26. I would argue that 25-26 Rice has probably been a bit better than McTominay. But over the course of that whole 2-year period, let's just say, they've been equally good. But one gets the PR because he's English, plays in the Premier League, plays for Arsenal, who's a better team, and one doesn't, even though the performances are very similar. And as I said, I think Rice is better. I'd rather have Rice in my team, but uncomfortable conversations need to be had, and McTominay deserves to be in and around these debates. For me to say that McTominay right now is one of the best midfielders in Europe, top 5, you could make that case for it. And people might not want to hear it, because as I said, pretty privilege comes into this. He's playing for Napoli, he's playing in the Serie A. But this guy here is a big game player. He's an all-action midfielder. Watching Scott McTominay is like watching 2 or 3 midfielders in one. You know those shampoos where it's like 3 in 1, bro? It's got conditioner. It's got the shampoo. It's got the body wash. It might even have sun cream in there. It might even have like toothpaste in there. You know those 3 in 1, 4 in 1 shampoos? That's McTominay. It sounds like a crazy comparison, but he's just an all-action midfielder. You'll find him everywhere, working hard defensively, working hard offensively, just bullying players in the midfield, making them feel small. Good midfielders, making them feel like half the man that they are. He's a giant of a player. He's good at carrying the ball. He's good in the air. He comes up with huge goals. He's got a good shot on him. McTominay has just developed his game so much, and his arc as a footballer is so impressive. It's actually impressive. I rated him at United. I always thought that he was scapegoated in England. I always did, because when I watched him play for United, for me, he always gave 110%. There was no question of his commitment to the club. There was no question when it came to what he left on that pitch. And he came in clutch for a good few games. I remember in Manchester derbies, when United were a sad and sorry team compared to Manchester City, he would come up with big goals and big performances. He was always scapegoated. He was never the worst player at United. He comes to Italy. Conte, of course, improves every footballer that works under him. But the way that Scott McTominay's developed not even like, I'm not going to say an ego, but a personality of one of the best players in the world. For me, yeah, to be one of the best players in the world, you need to have an ego. I'm sorry, but to be one of the best in whatever you do in life, whether you're an athlete, a writer, a student, whatever you may do, in whatever realm of human endeavor you're sort of pursuing greatness in, for me, you have to have an ego. You have to think like, I'm the best, I'm the man, I'm the guy, bro. And for me, Scott McTominay, every time he goes onto that pitch, he's thinking, there's not a midfielder that's going to touch me today. There's not a team I'm not going to turn up against. Because as I said, he's a bully of the big boys. You put him up against anyone, this guy's running all over you. I would love to see Scott McTominay against like an Arsenal midfield. Like one of the best midfields in the world, or like a Barca midfield. Are they facing Barcelona? No, Napoli aren't. But like, let's say, actually, Chelsea's midfield. Enzo Fernandez is having a top season. Caicedo's having a top season. When Napoli face Chelsea, I am so curious to see how McTominay will adapt and adjust and play. And I think he will play very well. Because he's an all-action midfielder who has this presence, this ego about him. Like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm him, bro. And he is him. He is him. Today, this Napoli team, with the amount of injuries they had going into this game, look at this. Anguissa, De Bruyne, Neres, obviously still Lukaku, obviously throwing Gilmour as well. This bench, that is sorry, bro. I mean, Buongiorno's not even fully fit. Noah Lang and Mazzocchi is your subs. Obviously, Noah Lang got the assist and played well, but like one man that could actually come off the bench really in Noah Lang to change the game. This Inter team, this is the best. This is like the best time to face Napoli. This is the best time to face Napoli, bro. This time right now. And Inter will look on this and they'll come out of that game thinking, we dropped 2 points. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy Inter dropped 2 points. I'm so happy. This is the perfect result for us Juventus fans. Going over to this game as well, because I caught the whole of this game. Fiorentina, Milan. This Milan team, I said it earlier on my TikTok this week, yeah. I haven't said it on YouTube in a while. But this Milan team is not good enough to win the Scudetto. I'm sorry. I know Milan fans watch me, but if you're an honest Milan fan that watches me, you'll understand that this Milan team isn't good enough right now to win the Scudetto. The defense, let's be real, it leaks too many chances. If it wasn't for this man, who's the best keeper in the league, for me by like a good stretch right now, this Milan team would have so many less points. It's ridiculous. You could even make the case, yeah, that Mike Maignan has been the best performing player in the Serie A this season. And when a goalkeeper has a shout in being the best performing player in the league, or in a league, not even just the Serie A, in whatever league it may be, you really have to sit there and think, wow, the defense has been that shaky. The defense has been leaking that many chances for the goalkeeper to stand out so much. Maignan today, the save on Moise Kean at the end, he hurt his knee. Like, I hope it's not too bad because knee injuries are the worst in football. That if it is bad for AC Milan, who's going to replace him? Who's their second choice keeper? Torriani. Who else? Who's their second choice keeper that Milan have nowadays? Is it Torriani? Bro, they're cooked. They're cooked for the rest of the season. The defense, this back three isn't strong enough. I know Tomori's out and whatnot. I understand all of that. But it's not strong enough. The midfield without Luca Modric it's lacking technical ability. Like, I like Jashari, 40 million spent, but he still needs to adapt to the league. Ricci is young and, again, bit too raw at the minute, still needs to adapt. But, bro, there's just runners. Loftus-Cheek, Fofana, Rabiot coming on. They're just runners. There's no technical, but there's no one dictating the play without Luka Modric. And this is a 40-year-old Luka Modric. A Luka Modric that won't be able to be at the top level of football for too long, as good as Luka is. This guy here, Stupinan, bro, this guy's on fraud watch. On my life, he needs to sit on the bench and Cambiaghi needs to play. Bro, I'll be real. Cambiaghi needs to play. No, Bartezaghi, sorry. Bartezaghi needs to play, not Cambiaghi. Because this guy is suspect, bro. Stupinan is so suspect. Bartezaghi, when I've watched Bartezaghi this season, he's looked really impressive. Against Juventus, he played really well. He scored the other week. Estupiñán was good in the Premier League for Brighton, but to be honest, since signing for AC Milan, I don't think he's raised the level that much. I think Bartezaghi's a better wing-back than him, so he looked a bit suspect. Pulisic missed a few chances in the first half. This sort of dynamic duo was working quite well because you had the big man up top. Pulisic was kind of playing off Nicholas Füllkrug, but he missed too many chances. Pulisic in that first half. He went round the keeper, hit the side netting, and then one where it was like one-on-one, it was a weak shot, and De Gea had an easy save. And I think Fiorentina were quite unfortunate to not even get all the 3 points, bro. They hit the bar right at the end, and Kunku was a really good finish. I spoke about that on my TikTok. But again, Milan dropped points, which is absolutely perfect for us. It's exactly what we needed. Anyway, we play tomorrow. We play tomorrow against Cremonese, a Cremonese team that are okay, they're 13th. A Cremonese who was actually Spalletti's first game for Juventus. Either first game or first game in the league? No, first game. It was his first game. We won away, 2-1, I believe. Cambiaso scored. Vardy scored for them. Someone else scored, I forgot. But that is at home. That should be 3 points. If we win tomorrow, we go to 39. We go above Roma on goal difference, unless we win 1-0 and it's the same. And then we're tied on points with Napoli. We're 1 point behind AC Milan. And then we'd be 4 points behind Inter. However, obviously, these three teams, they still got a game in hand. I get that. They still got a game in hand, bro. But we're putting pressure on the top now. And the run of form that we've been on with Spalletti has been convincing. In my opinion, since Spalletti is signed, we've looked more solid than AC Milan. For me, personally. I think we're a better team than AC Milan. I think we've got better players than Milan as well. And Milan have really shown cracks, in my opinion, at times this season. But for me, with Spalletti, last 4 wins and 1 draw. And this draw was like down to us. It should have been 5 wins straight. I genuinely believe we can mount an unpopular charge for the Scudetto. So honestly, today, the results couldn't have gone much better for us. The results genuinely couldn't have gone much better for us. A draw in the Napoli Inter game, exactly what I needed. Milan dropping points, a loss would have been ideal. We needed them to lose, but still, a draw is better than nothing. All we have to do is win tomorrow, Juventus. Then we're cooking. We're absolutely cooking on gas. Then, of course, we're in a position where we just need to win our head-to-heads against Napoli at the end of this month when we play Milan again, Inter again. But it's possible. I'm starting to believe in the Scudetto charge, and everyone is against us. Everyone is saying, nah, it's not possible, bro. Since when Spalletti came in, we have looked good. We've lost 1 match against Napoli. We've looked good in Europe. We've looked good in the league. We're way more solid defensively. We're creating more chances in the attack. We're playing more fluid football. Loads of positives to be seen. Tomorrow, of course, we play at home against Cremonese, so we need to pick up the 3 points there. But so far, the results have gone our way this weekend. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're literally like 200 subs off 20k. Most of you watching have not subscribed for some strange reason, so click that red subscribe button. It's free. Like the video, share it to some friends, comment below your thoughts, and I'll see you tomorrow in the post-match against Cremonese. Die!